Hey guys, John Stevens here again at Working Man Success. I want to talk to you today, guys, about when things are not feeling right, things are not moving, progressing in your life, things seem a little out of whack, maybe you're dealing with a little bit of anxiety, depression. I want to talk to you about some main things that I have found in my life that helped me get through them times and really got me back on track from time to time. So guys, stick with me, and if you, at the end of the video, guys, get in the comments and tell me if you agree with what I've got to say today, or you disagree. Just put agree or disagree. Say whatever you want, but at least give me one of them words in the comments. And guys, today I started this channel with the intent of giving younger guys the information that I wish I had when I started my career, that helps them, work their way up the ladder of success and build a great life for them and their family. And today I'm going to dig a little deeper into that. This is something that is very important to your career. You basically are not going to be able to be successful in your career if you don't have some kind of understanding of how this fits into your career. But it's kind of like life in general stuff. Understand as a life in the whole picture in general. If your life is not intact in other areas of your life, it's going to affect your career, which will in turn affect your ability to provide and live a great life and live a good life. So there's times in our life where we get off track and things doesn't seem like they're moving in the direction that they ought to be. We may battle some depression, we battle some anxiety, a financial situation, whatever the thing may be. And I want to talk to you about how the best way that I've found to try to get back on track when them things happen. They still happen to me today. They're going to happen all throughout life. But being able to adjust and work through them things a little better is kind of the goal. And basically what I've nailed it down to is there's so many distractions in this world. You get so ingrained in so many different things that it's really hard to know what to focus on. You have visions for the future, you have expectations for your family, you have expectations for your spouse, you have expectations for the way your career wants to go, and we get caught up in just living life day by day, and things are not working out to meet our expectations, and we don't know why. But what we fail to realize that most of that is our own fault. Most of it has I'm not going to say it's our fault, but we have the power to fix it at a large degree. We have the power to do something about it. And if we let things go, when things or people don't meet our expectations, and we let things go and we just think they're going to fix themselves, that sometimes is the best way to approach things, especially when the thing that's happening that's upsetting us is not in our immediate family or directly impacting us, when it's outside of, I got a buddy that talks about his bubble. If it's not inside his bubble, then he don't really put a lot of emphasis on it. But letting things go that's outside of our bubble is a very powerful way to see life. And I think we get involved in too much stuff that's outside of our bubble. And when we do that, when we get too much stuff on our plate, we start neglecting the very basic things that are our foundation for our happiness and our life and moving forward in life. So today I'm gonna give you a concept that I feel like has been very powerful in my life at times to time. Sometimes I forget about it. Sometimes I have to remind myself of it. That's one reason I want to make these videos, is I want to get this information out to as many people as possible to help them. But it's also reminding me of the lessons I've learned through life, and it helps me remember when things are not going the way I want them to look back at the lessons that I know work and get back on track. So the one I want to talk to y'all today about, y'all have heard me talk about the 4 cornerstone habits. I think it's episode 3. If you want to go back and look, the 4 cornerstone habits of building a great career, moving up in your line of work, climbing the ladder of success. But in your life, you also need these 4 cornerstones in your life. And when we get outside of the 4 cornerstones and start putting too much focus on things outside of that, that's fine to do. It's fine to have aspirations. It's fine to have hobbies. It's fine to stretch ourselves and try to grow as much as possible. And I very much encourage all of that. But when things are not moving forward, when they're not going good, when there's conflict in our life, or when things are not running smoothly, we need to refocus back in our bubble. We need to refocus back on the very few cornerstones that we know has built the foundation for us. And I'm going to give you an example of what my cornerstones are. They're not going to be the same for everybody, because people are in different positions in life, different circumstances, and also the cornerstones may change as you go through life. They may swap places. One may become a little bit more important and the other one, but you don't want to have too many cornerstones. It's easy for me to think about 10 or 12 things that's really, really important in my life. It's really easy for me to have a lot of cornerstones. And I put a lot of emphasis on and focus on a lot of things, but really I have 4 basic cornerstones. It's like if you're building a house, your solid square that you start with, you have 4 cornerstones that is going to be the main foundation of what you build off of. And knowing what them 4 cornerstones are, and when things get out of whack, things are not moving like you want them to, things are not smooth. If you put your focus back on them 4 cornerstones and make sure they're intact, make sure they're right, make sure they're healthy, I think that you will be able to work through and take incoming adversity very much more easily through life. If I know that my 4 cornerstone things are intact and I have a good foundation, all the other bad things that come along, all the other surprises in life, everything, all the little setbacks, I can handle as long as I know my 4 cornerstone things are intact. I have a good foundation. And when one of them cornerstones starts cracking, that's when your life really starts falling apart. Because if you don't take care of your foundation, your whole house is going to fall down. And it's the same way with your life. So you need to get really clear on what your cornerstones, what your foundation is, and make sure that's solid. And it's easy to get distracted because we have a lot, you got a big family, you got a lot of people that you really care about. You have a lot of things in your life that it's easy to, you want to help everybody and you want to do everything you can, and you want to get involved in different hobbies, and you want to stretch yourself in different ways, and all that's great. You should do all that, but not not if it means you're neglecting one of your 4 main cornerstones. And for example, guys, my 4 cornerstones is going to be my relationship with my wife, Cheryl. If my relationship with my wife is out of whack, we're not communicating, we're not good, if there's some kind of tension between us, the rest of my life is going to fall apart. I know that another cornerstone of mine now, and this is, I fought this for many years, is health. I know if my health is not on a good path, if my health is declining, that it's going to make my relationship with my wife suffer. It's going to make my career and my performance at work suffer. It's going to make where I can't enjoy my life. I can't enjoy the hobbies I like to do. And it's like I don't have the energy to live life. So, my relationship with my wife, my health, and then as a man, I need to know that my career path and my ability to provide the things in life that I need to provide for my wife and my family, that I'm able to do that. So that's my third cornerstone right now. I need to make sure my career is intact. I need to make sure it's moving in the right direction. I need to make sure I have the ability to provide the things in life that create security and create comfort and create a compelling future for my family. And the fourth one is my relationship with God, Jesus Christ. If things are not in line, my relationship, or I know if my relationship with Him is on the back burner, I've kind of put it off to the side, and I've done this many times in my life, but when I do this, I know that the rest of my life kind of gets rougher. It doesn't go as smooth as it does when I'm in contact with Him, when I'm pursuing that relationship. So that's my four cornerstones. I would really strongly suggest you get really clear on what your four main cornerstones is. And when things are not going well, dial in on which one of them is cracking, that's not intact, and put focus on that. It may be more than one, but usually it's one or two, and that's putting a lot of pressure on the other two or the other things in your life. So dial in, get really clear on what your cornerstones are, and when things seem out of whack, sit down and really think about what your four cornerstones are, and figure out which one you need to focus on. Guys, I'm going to leave it at that. This video ran a little longer than I wanted it to. I try to keep them under 10 minutes, but anyway, I thought this was important. I think like if you put some thought into it, it's very beneficial. If you know somebody that needs to hear this, please send it to them. Get in the comments and just type out agree or disagree. And we'll talk to y'all tomorrow. I appreciate y'all listening. Hope y'all have a good week.